Hey guys, it's Poochie. Today we're going to talk about how to organize your inventory. Yep. If you sell on eBay or other platforms, you're going to have to organize your inventory. And as you grow, if you decide you want to grow your business, you're going to have something that you can scale up. Okay. So I've been selling on eBay for over 28 years. I've sold everything from clothing to vintage postcards to literally bathroom sinks. Literally. Inventory is where most eBay sellers slowly fall apart, lose their minds, etc. Not because they don't source well, not because they don't list enough, but because they don't have a system that they can actually maintain. Organization and inventory management is such an important part of doing business on eBay because, hey, let's face it, we do not want to have to tell people, I can't find that. That is the worst thing that you can possibly tell a buyer. Disorganized inventory costs you time, money, and sanity. And the bigger your store gets, the worse it hurts. This guide right here breaks down how to organize and manage your eBay inventory in a way that scales, not one that collapses the moment that life gets busy. Why inventory management matters more than you think. Bad inventory systems, they don't just slow you down, they create real problems. You lost items that you know you own. You know you own them, you didn't sell them, but by God, you can't find them. Late shipments and unnecessary stress, that will ding your eBay account. Refunds because you can't find it, that will ding your account huge. Time wasted digging instead of listing or shopping, sourcing. Burnout from constant chaos in your inventory. Good inventory management doesn't make reselling boring. It makes it profitable and sustainable. So, step one, we're going to choose one inventory method and we're going to commit to that. Okay. I have changed my inventory methods several times. I went from doing one like, I saw Ginger Marvin do, and this is when I started reselling clothes. I decided, I'm going to do one like Ginger Marvin does with the filing boxes, the bank boxes. Nope, decided not going to do that. Then I'm going to do one like, I can't remember who it is. I think his name was Tyler, and he sold clothes, and he put them in longer cardboard boxes, and all of them in a plastic, see-through plastic bag with the inventory number or an SKU on it. That is what I do for all of my clothing. So the biggest mistake sellers make is mixing systems. Okay. Some on shelves, some in bins, some I'll remember where that is. You won't. You won't. In 6 months when it sells, you'll be like, where the hell did I don't know where I put it. You can do this, however, mix some in bins, some in boxes, things like that, with if you're doing clothing and you're doing like hard goods, right? So if you're doing clothing and you're doing hard goods, then you can mix and match your inventory method, okay? The most common systems that actually work are bin systems, numbered bins, or totes. This works great if you have hard goods. A shelf system, labeled shelves, or racks. We tend to, with our 3D goods, our hard goods, just number a box and put things in that box, kind of like the bin system. So this is in box number 504. So then all we have to do is find box 504 and then find that hard goods. Now that is not what we do for clothing. For clothing, like I said, we have a long cardboard box and we put items in numerical order, all in a clear, like Ziploc style bag and with the SKU number on the front. Makes it easy. Everything clothing wise is numeric value. But we also have a store. So how do we do that? How do we have stuff, our clothing stuff that is in our boxes and the bags in the store? Well, we literally mark things that are in the store, the SKU number, let's say it's 30548. is the SKU number. And then we put a dash and we put XXX. And that means it is in the store inventory. So in the store, we have t-shirts divided from pants, divided from sweaters, divided from shoes, etc. And all the t-shirts, because literally we have thousands of t-shirts, all of the t-shirts are on big, huge racks in the store, not by size, but by color. So if we sell a black shirt on eBay, we go to the black area of the t-shirts in our eBay t-shirt wall that's in our store, our store t-shirt wall, and then we'll pull it like that, okay? Everything also has the number on the price tag in the store, okay? So stuff is harder to find in the store than it is in the boxes, but we make a lot of money in our store opening it up to the public. Your system doesn't have to be fancy. It just has to be consistent. And if you want to scale, you have to be able to scale with your system. Step 2, assign every item a location code. Okay, so you see how I did that? I said things that are in the store have a XXX at the end, right? Yeah. And things that I want to go to the store that aren't in the store yet, I'll maybe put a YYY, and then people at the store will look at our inventory on eBay and go, oh, okay, they want this put in the store. So then they change. It's a system that grows and it works for us. Every single item should have a location, even if your inventory is small. Okay. So examples. Okay. So you're going to use this in your SKUs on eBay. Example, bin A1. So remember when I said box 504? Right. So that's what we would put on that. This one says shelf B3. This one says rack C2. Okay. But in our inventory, in our clothing inventory, it's all numerical. It's all numerical. And the stuff that is XXX at the end of the inventory number, that's in our store. So we know where to find every single thing in our inventory. If someone orders a pair of pants from our eBay inventory, we'll look up the number in the box, and we'll pull out the bag that has that inventory number, make sure it's the right one. Everything is numerical as far as clothing. If someone orders something in the store, say they order a white t-shirt that is a Nike t-shirt with LeBron James on it. Okay, so we're going to go to the white t-shirt area of our store because the tag, the SKU has XXX on the end. So we're going to look for that t-shirt in our store. And then let's say they bought a toy, a Breaking Bad toy, and that is in box number 504. So we're going to look for that in box number 504. Okay? That's how we do our inventory. And our inventory is very complex, but we can grow it as much as we want. As long as we have space, we can grow it. That code, okay, goes in the eBay listings custom SKU field. On the bin or shelf label, you want to put it as well. So box number 504, you want to make sure has a big old fat juicy 504 on the side of it, okay? Or the item tag for clothing. So clothing that is in our eBay store only would be in the boxes, in the cardboard boxes in a plastic bag, and stuff that has that .x or -XXX in the SKU, that's going to be in the store. So we're going to find that in our brick and mortar store. If you can't answer where exactly is this in 2 seconds, your system is not finished. Okay. The problem that we have had is when we've moved things from one location to another, somehow we've misplaced some boxes. I don't know how, but we have misplaced some boxes. So that's still, if you're moving locations for your inventory, it's not good if you lose boxes. Step 3, use the custom SKU field correctly. The custom SKU field on eBay is literally your best friend. It's mine. And most sellers barely use it. Your SKU should tell you where the item is and what it is. Okay, so honest to God, if I see something and it's in a box, I know it's hard goods or maybe a purse, a scarf, a hat, something like that. Okay. If I see that something has a number with a XXX, I know that's at the store. We're going to have to look through the store inventory and find it in our brick and mortar store. If something just has a number, I'm going to know it's in a bag in one of those boxes of our eBay only interview. So example SKUs, and you don't have to do these, but A3 Nike hoodie, B12 vintage mug, R2 Levi 501s. We don't even do it like that. We just do numbers or boxes. Okay. And if we have multiples of something, then I'm going to put a tag on it and give it its own SKU. If it's a hard good, let's say this shaver that I have right next to me here, I'm going to put that in box 504, but I also have 4 other shavers in that box. So I'm going to make this number 38724 dash, or on my SKU, it's going to be 504 because it's going to be in box 504. Then it's going to be dash 38704. You understand? So then you can actually number things for identification that are in a box. So you know the box they're in, and then you know which exact item to send out if you have multiple. When you don't need long descriptions, you need clarity. When something sells, you should be able to grab it without thinking. Step 4, separate listed versus unlisted inventory. Okay, so this is where chaos can sneak in. If listed and unlisted inventory mix together, you'll forget what's live, you'll relist things twice, you'll miss things entirely. You have to create clear zones, okay? So this is unlisted to be processed zone. This is listed, ready to ship. This is sold awaiting shipment, okay? Physical separation equals mental relief. Whenever we have things that are sold awaiting shipment, we pull them, we package them, we ship them out. We don't create a sold pile. We don't do that. Step 5, process the items the same way every time. This is really important, okay? Inventory stays organized when your workflow is predictable. A simple flow. Okay, here we go. Here's your workflow. Are you ready? You source, clean and test, photograph. Okay, make sure when you photograph, if you're doing clothes or things that people want to know the actual size, you measure them. Okay, you can actually put the measurement photos in the listing. Then you list it, and then you just assign a location. You store the item, and you update your SKU. Now, when we list, we put the SKU in the second we list it. Skipping steps creates future messes. Consistency beats speed. Number 6, keep inventory lean on purpose. I kind of agree with this one for most people, but when you've been doing it for 28 years like me, you can have a bigger inventory. I mean, more inventory, though, is not always better inventory. Old, stale listings, they take up physical space, they drain motivation. I don't know about that, but they hide your good items. All these are true, and sometimes eBay, the tricky thing about eBay is things disappear. I have several times gone through with Bopsy, one of the oldest boxes of inventory, and 30% of the items in the box or more are not even on eBay anymore. They didn't sell. They didn't ever even sell and get returned. So what happened? They just disappeared. That's a thing with eBay. It has been a thing for a long time with eBay. So you want to do regular audits of your stuff. You want to end and relist slow movers. We do that a lot. We've sold a lot of things over the past several months that have been just old things that we went through our inventory, tossed stuff that wasn't, we knew wasn't going to sell. And then we relisted things that we were like, hey, why didn't anybody buy this? Well, it's because it had just disappeared from eBay, or it just got stuck in this eBay, it's like the eBay triangle, the Bermuda Triangle. It's like stuff just goes there to die and people never see it again. Like I have this awesome Ralph Lauren vintage jacket. Yeah, it's just lost on eBay in no man's land in the eBay triangle and nobody can see it. You want to donate or liquidate dead stock, bundle low-value items. A smaller, well-managed store often outperforms a massive, messy one. Yeah, you don't want to have a messy store. And we are consistently going through and auditing our store. So the tighter you keep your store, the more stuff you're going to sell. And plus, you can get rid of stuff and go, God, why did we buy that again? Because honestly, we all have that. Harry Tornado, I know you've had that. I know you've bearded thrifter. I know you've had that. Mikey bags of money. I know you've had that. We've all had that. You buy stuff and then it's just like 6 months later, you go, why? Why? I don't understand why I bought it. Here's a simple rule. Okay. Can I find this at midnight test? If you couldn't find this item, half asleep, stressed, and annoyed, your system needs work. Late night sales, early morning shipping, bad days, your inventory system must work even when you don't. That's why I'm talking about you need something scalable, guys. You got to have something scalable because if you don't, I mean, even if you move from a small storage area to a larger storage area, you got to have it scalable and you got to be able to put that system to work in your new larger storage area, right? Your inventory area, and be able to just hit the ground running. Step 8, use simple tracking, not overkill. You don't need complicated software to start. God, no, you don't. We don't even have software. You know what we have? We have eBay's tools and we have Nifty's tools. We use Nifty AI, and that is, let me tell you something, guys, that is the biggest help for our business. It is worth every single penny that we spend for it, not only for creating AI listings, right? For helping us with listings. Sometimes Bopsy will just put in a picture. She doesn't know what it is, because we got it in a lot of something. And she's like, I don't even know what this is. She puts in a photo of it. And guess what? Nifty tells her, hey, this is a 1987, muscle replicator or whatever, right? And Betsy's like, oh my God, that's what that is. So that's why Nifty is awesome, guys. It's kind of like you can put stuff in, like, how you normally do Google Find, you put in a picture and you try to search for it. Yeah. Nifty kind of does that with the AI. It's awesome. And also, Nifty is great for our inventory. The inventory, we actually list it on, do all of our drafts on Nifty using their AI tools. Right now, let me go over and look. I have an inventory. I think our inventory is right about 7,000 right now because it used to be bigger, but we kind of downsized a little. And right now, it's not showing me how many drafts I have. I think I have about 130 drafts. And we list 10 to 20 items a day. So we just keep adding drafts, and then we'll list them throughout the day. And it's really, really, really easy to keep track of inventory that way. That way we don't have to keep our listed items and our unlisted items separate, because once something goes into drafts on Nifty, we consider it listed, whether it will list in a week, 10 days, whatever, it's listed. You can use, like I said, eBay's built-in tools, a basic spreadsheet, SKU, item, location, cost. You can actually do that in Nifty also. Notes for high-value items. Use tools that reduce friction, not once it created. You don't need a whole new inventory system. Nifty can keep track of your inventory, or eBay's own tools can keep track of your inventory if you do the coding that I've talked to you about before with your SKUs. Common inventory mistakes to avoid. Temporary piles that become permanent. Okay, you don't want piles anywhere. We call them death piles. Yeah, because they'll still be there after you're dead. You don't want to leave that to somebody. Death piles are money, so list them. Changing systems every few months. Not labeling bins clearly. Like I said, we started with Ginger Marvin's bank box style, and we learned that just wasn't the style for us because we needed more room on our shelves for all the clothing. So we decided to use longer boxes that could kind of hang off the shelves a little bit, and then we put more inventory in them. It has really worked for us in the clothing area of our business. Not labeling bins clearly, got to do that. Like I said, you got to have that big fat 504 on that box if you want to find it. Relying on memory, no. God, no, that gets bad. I've been selling on eBay 28 years. You know how much better my memory was 28 years ago than it is now? Yeah. Do not rely on your memory, because sooner or later, It's not pretty. Letting death piles grow unchecked, don't want to do that. Most inventory problems don't come from lack of knowledge, they come from lack of follow through. Final thought. Inventory is a skill, not a personality trait. Some sellers are just not naturally organized. I think that's Bopsy. I love her enough to say that. I think that's Bopsy. She knows where things are. And she always says, I didn't lose it. I just don't know where it is. That's one of her famous lines. I didn't lose it. I just don't know where it is. Okay. It doesn't matter if you're naturally organized or not. Inventory management is learned behavior, not talent. And once your system is dialed in, believe me, guys, everything gets easier. Faster shipping, less stress, better scaling. That's a big one. More consistent income. Organization isn't about perfection. It's about control. You want to be in control of your inventory. Like I said earlier, midnight, you wake up. Well, I mean, midnight, I'm still usually awake, but let's say 4 a.m. I wake up, I'm grumpy. I'm like, my hair's a mess. I'm like, why the hell did somebody wake me up? Well, because they say, hey, where can I find this Nike shirt that's sold on eBay? And I look and I go, okay, number 14582 slash XXX, that's going to be in the store. It's a black t-shirt, so it's going to be in the black t-shirt section. Boom. Boom goes to dynamite. That's how we do it at Poochie's Back and Poochie's Speakers, y'all. So remember, as always, I beg at the end of every video for you to please subscribe. Please click the like button, and we'll see you on the next one, guys.